Well, normally on this show, I'm constantly asked, again today, how to get rid of insects, how to kill this insect, how to kill that one. But in fact, what we're talking about to the doctor from Neutrog is, in fact, how to ensure insect survival, but most importantly, insect diversity. So there's a lot of different... Well, what are these good insects we want to keep? Uwe, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Graham. I guess listeners may have heard about the study that was revealed recently that showed that about 40% of all the insects are under threat and some decreasing in numbers, so much they're heading towards extinction. Now, as you mentioned, home gardeners think, well, that's a great thing, less caterpillars, less aphids and the like.
Yep.
But I think, the majority of insects are actually, just like soil microbes, are really vital and non-destructive. We have our bees to ensure that fruit and vegetables get pollinated, all those parasitic wasps that remove caterpillars, ants that kill things, ladybird and lacewing larvae.
Yeah, lacewings are great.
That's right. So, and then there's the beetles and the other soil insects that are so important in soil in cycling and turning over the soil. So as a whole, they're actually a really essential part of the ecosystem in your garden.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones. In fact, I was talking this morning about where you can go to bugs for bugs, and if you've got red spider mites, you can get insects that are going to eat them. So what's causing this large-scale insect dieback, Uwe?
Well, there's a number of factors involved. The most important is the loss of habitat and monoculture in farming practices, but then there's also the use of chemical, and to some degree climate change doesn't play such a big role. So the issues are also very specific species are being lost, so mainly the ants, wasps and bees, as well as butterflies and some beetles. So without the predatory insects, you actually become more, the pests become more of a burden in the garden and on farms, which leads into that vicious cycle of trying to use even more chemicals.
So what can gardeners do to so they're not making things worse?
Well, monoculture is the biggest influence. So trying having a garden with diverse species. I know that some people like to just grow a single species, but even in this situation, there's room for some variety of other plants. So, although I love conifers, I still find room for some flowering shrubs, trees and some natives. So that's great. Then using an organic all-round fertilizer such as Rooster Booster or Rapid Raise or Mungus, that's a great way to help because these fertilizers strengthen your plants. They encourage those soil microbes, and that offers some level of protection against insect attack because your plants are healthier. Then you don't need to use as many pesticides, and that's another factor in your insect diversity loss. So home gardeners can certainly do their part to help this situation.
100%. Diversity in plants, and you have a diversity of beneficial insects, but also a diversity of fertilisers and things. Now, I know a lot of people have trouble trying to track down Rooster Booster and Rapid Raiser. Mungus is an easy one to find, but Rooster Booster and Rapid Raiser and Mungus you'll also get at Bunnings. And although we look at many insects as pests, many like bacteria and fungi are actually beneficial in keeping our gardens and our ecosystems ticking over and running properly. So, gardeners, we have a responsibility, most certainly, to ensure a healthy ecosystem for our gardens. So the organic range of fertilisers that I mentioned, like Mungus and Rooster Booster from Neutrog, are all part of that organic solution. Now, these Neutrog products are available from Bunnings, but many other hardware and garden centres as well. Uwe, always good to chat.
Not a problem, Graham. Enjoy your weekend.
Cheers, pal. Bye-bye. Yeah, beneficial. All those insects that we can't tar them all with the same brush, that's for sure.